everybody. Welcome. How are you? Happy Tuesday afternoon to you in this lovely semi-vacation week. For some of you, if you have little ones about, or I guess an uncle that sleeps on your couch or something like that, it's a week off for some people in the winter break world. For others, it's a work week, and then Friday you just get one last work day in before you drink yourself into a stupor that costs you your whole weekend. This is one of those few New Year's where the weekend is pretty normal. Just the only difference is nobody waits till midnight to start drinking. I think is the difference on Friday. As a non-drinker, I don't know. I don't. How would I? Oh, thank you, Shadow Woman, right out of the gate for gifting the subs. Bless you guys so much. Hype train is so close. Twitch.tv/HalSparks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thumbs up on YouTube if you're out there as well, especially if you're a troll. We want to thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me make fun of you again. This is it's been the week. Where do we even start with this? I mean, I feel like Rachel Maddow right now. I should put my glasses on. So there's hold on. I'll do like take these out, put this over here, set that down. Hopefully nothing. There you go. Yeah. Somebody, you've got an idea, of what the news stories are going to be like, and then somebody throws a monkey wrench in the whole thing. But we got a great show for you tonight. Thank you for staying with us for the next whatever. All right. I'll try and be done by the time she's on because I've got to cook my girlfriend some salmon for dinner tonight. That's what I'm cooking, in case any of you were wondering, and I'm sure that some of you were. Now, please work and go to the thing. Now, we deal with dumb all the time on the show. We do. It's just part of the gig. You just got to understand at this point that there's just a whole lot of dumb going on. And in this particular case, there's a lot of inverse shoveling going on for Candace Owens. After she interviewed Trump, he stepped on a rake, and then she tried to pry the rake off of his forehead, and his foot was still on it. When she let go, it hit him in the face again. Kind of caught her under the chin, apparently, as well. It was just a big mess, but a joy for us to watch. We'll hold on one second. Open the chat room so I can see you guys in there. Hi, thanks. Somewhere in time. Happy Tuesday to you as well. Tara, thank you for redeeming the ad time. Yo, Adrian, thank you for doing it. Professor Funbags, thank you for doing it. I love beans. I loves beans. Thank you for doing it as well. Now, so much goodness. Okay, so she was Candace Owens does some of her shortest, most pointless interviews on Tucker. I don't know if this is the whole segment. This is what they posted. This is Candace Owens. Who are the media lying for? This is from when she was on Tucker. This is their own channel. This is their own clip. I did not edit it, cut it down. I do not know what's in it. It will be a big surprise for you and for me and for Baby Makes Three. And who are the media lying for? I'm gonna deep state, George Soros, Biden because someone else is running the White House. Is that what we're doing? Is that where this is going? We'll find out.
Candace Owens is the host.
Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. There's a fill-in. Even she's shocked. Why are you looking at me like that? What are you upset about? What? Candace, did you watch my takedown of your interview with Trump? Is that why you're upset? Or is she just looking over the monitor and realizing that Tucker's got a fill-in tonight? Like, who's this dude?
Of Candace, and she joins me now. So Candace, set me straight on this.
Wait. What? Hold on. I gotta move this. Biden has made no effort to unify this country. Yeah, it's just like Obama. Like, he knows that, people are sensitive to the idea of black dudes. So why can't he just stop being black for a minute and try to unify the country under this weird idea that can he pretend? Can he be half white for a week or two during his presidency? Maybe the second term. Couldn't he have just done half white? It would have made it so much easier on all of us. The panic attack that was going on in this situation. Yeah. No, but that is indeed, hold on one second. That is indeed the Chiron. This gives us some idea of what we're in for.
Because for all of Donald Trump's presidency, they used vulgar and insults against him. And here you have one guy.
Vulgar and insults. They used vulgar and insults against him. I think what she means is the hashtag fuck Trump.
An electrician from Oregon who says, let's go, Brandon, and the left loses their mind.
Well, it was on a Christmas call with children present, and the president had just wished him a Merry Christmas. And I don't think we're losing our minds. We're like, fuck off. Did you guys really panic about this? Did anybody watch this and go, oh God, how dare he? Who is this madman? And tear up the floorboards and stop the beating of his hideous old heart.
Yeah, and the irony of the coverage about this is that Let's Go Brandon, the chant arose because of America feeling that it was a referendum on the mainstream media. The mainstream media is constantly lying about Americans. And so in response to this, you have the mainstream media who is going after this man and completely lying about him and what the chant represents, trying to make it something much more sinister and vile than it is. In reality, it's just America saying the mainstream media lies and we don't like this president. And
No, it's the sandbag for the golden idol of fuck Joe Biden. That's what it means. That's what it meant to this dude. She knows that's what it means. And this is where they were and what they were doing. They were doing the NORAD Santa Claus tracker for children. And this fucker calls in and goes, fuck Joe Biden to his face on a phone call with other kids. This has nothing to do with the media. Do it at a fucking NASCAR rally. Nobody gives a shit. The dude just wished you a Merry Christmas with children on the line with you, and you're like, yeah, let's go, Brandon. Fuck you, buddy. Merry Christmas. Fuck you, buddy. Right after John Jr. was like, I don't know, this whole turn the other cheek thing is for assholes.
To ask yourself at this point, who are they lying for, right? We know they're lying. They know they're lying. Everyone around the world knows.
Fuck you. What are they lying about? What? That the dude said that? That he just said it right after after Biden said Merry Christmas? What lie? That it doesn't mean fuck Joe Biden? What's wrong with you? Just take the L.
Lying. There's not a single person, I don't care left or right, who will look you in the face and pretend that Joe Biden is a well-liked president. They can't even put him in.
Yeah, that's also immaterial to the entire thing. Trump wasn't a well-liked president either, but you would be demanding respect of him. If anybody said hashtag fuck Trump while they were on a phone call with him, or yelled Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself on a Christmas call, or when they were doing the Easter egg roll, or throwing fucking baseballs in the front lawn, I haven't seen an arm like that since I was at Jeffrey Epstein's. Right? That you wouldn't have a problem with that? Because even as bad as Biden's numbers are, they're better than Trump's. And they're on their way up. Oh, no.
Public. They put him behind screens. He gets the questions in advance because there's nowhere he can go. There's no state.
Hi, again, what the fuck does this have to do? You can believe this, but what the fuck does this have to do with your side of the aisle, your person, on a Christmas call being a piece of shit? Defend it or don't. Maybe she does.
New York City. I mean, you can't even go into the city of New York without people screaming this chant all around the USA. So who are they lying
for? And again, what do you mean lying for? They're maggots. They're right-wing Trump supporters. So fucking what? And individuals like that, yelling those things or saying those things, are not indicative of the public at large. But I do like the idea that, according to Candace Owens, the fuck Joe Biden chants is sort of a generic thing, at least throughout the Republican Party, and that's how they all feel and that's how they all act. Because the war on Christmas is real.
At the end of the day, what I think is happening, and the reason why they reacted so viciously, is because they're angry. I think there was an element of them that...
Viciously? Did we react viciously? Guys, was there a vicious reaction? Or were we just like, what an asshole? Yeah, at least he didn't say fuck the Christmas like Melania did. Was it vicious, or was just like, dude, it's gross. Grow the fuck up. Don't give me this war on Christmas shit anymore. If your side is gonna do that on a phone call, on the literally just for the fun of it, NORAD tracking Santa's sleigh phone call, you can't drop it for that. But somehow Candace Owens wants this to be our problem, our lack of moral character, because people who were marching in the streets were saying fuck Trump because of stuff he did that they disagreed with. By the way, none of the stuff that Biden has done is stuff that technically any of these assholes disagree with it. They blame him for inflation, which is moronic. But on top of that, nobody wanted to get out of Afghanistan more than Trump, and now we're out.
Actually believe that after Trump was gone, they would regain control of the narrative. They could pretend that people felt a certain way and that the world would just believe them. And they're realizing now that it's not the case. No matter what they say about Joe Biden, America is rejecting this presidency, and America is altogether rejecting that left stream media.
Well, left stream? No, they're not altogether rejecting this presidency. Again, we're talking about a maggot asshole on a phone call interjecting a phrase that means fuck Joe Biden after the man had just wished him a Merry Christmas with other people. This isn't about a generalized disdain for politics or sour grapes over a lost election. But please continue to defend people like that as if they are normal, because to your side of the aisle, they are.
Which continually and routinely lies about the American people.
Well,
again, she said that like 3 times. Continually lies about the American people. I'm not quite sure what she's referring to. We'll find out.
I would say they're rejecting the policies because those policies have been utterly catastrophic for their livelihoods and their families and their kitchen tables. But I got to tell you, in a moment of...
Yes, the utterly catastrophic for the unemployment figure coming down to 4.3 now. A million more jobs added this year than were even expected. The stock market just hit 36K again. The value of your house, if you own a house, congratulations.
Feeling a father's heart. When I saw the video, I got to tell you, I felt a little bit sad, and I'm being honest about that because, I don't know if Joe Biden, was never told what Let's Go Brandon means, or if
he knows exactly what it means. He's just not going to get offended by it because he got bigger fish to fry. They talked about it in the White House. He knows what it is. Just because he doesn't get, if he really knew, he'd be all broken up about it. Why isn't he all broken up about it? Why isn't he freaking out? He's supposed to freak out. He didn't. And I agree. Let's go, Brandon. Good for Brandon. Like, he shrugged it off. That's the most upsetting thing for these folks.
Got what it means, but there he repeated the line, and it shows that he's just not all with it, I think.
Or he's not all with your petty insults. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, people hold that perspective. You look at Joe Biden, you think this is elder abuse, and you think, personally, shame on Joe Biden for allowing this to happen. I would never allow my...
Yes, shame on Jill Biden for allowing this to happen. It's elder abuse. Yelling fuck you to him basically on a Christmas call, that's not elder abuse. How does Jill Biden allow him to be on a phone call with maggots? This is just, why didn't she just beat him with reeds?
And if he was losing his cognitive discipline, I would never allow him to go on TV or to pretend that he's running for president, as we all...
His cognitive discipline. Kinky.
Try to hide them, but this is a power...
Does she mean cognitive faculties? Huh?
family. You know, my perspective personally is that when they sat down, they decided to run as a family, especially when you read Hunter Biden's laptop text messages, which the mainstream media tried to lie about, right, and hide, the left stream media.
Again, the left stream media, adorable. But what Hunter Biden laptop? There is none. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. Fuck you. Move on. Done.
That he understood what he was doing. He knows what his mental state is. And when he has moments of clarity, he knows that this is a farce of a presidency, and he continues to go on anyways. So I grant him no exceptions and no excuses.
No exception, Candace. But
Wait, yes, hold on 1 second. So let me get this straight, if I may, ma'am. It's elder abuse because Joe Biden allowed him to run for president. And it's, and I suppose also because they put him on a phone call with strangers who might yell awful shit. And that's just normal because his presidency is unpopular, not because maggots are rude pricks and they're still burned about the election last year that they lost so spectacularly. No. It's Joe Biden's fault for putting him up there and subjecting him to this abuse. But he has moments of clarity while he's, obviously being destroyed by this woman. So I don't give him any quarter because in the middle of his moments of clarity, he's a whole person and he should quit or something. Is that the idea? Also, by the way, fucking gibberish. I would like to remind everyone that nothing was just said. What was the idea? What in this, that whole quote, whatever the fuck she was saying, was actually anything linguistically? What it had any value, that it communicated any idea, any cogent concepts, any distinct ethical point, any morals at all? I'm just glad that, Tucker's not here and she's still talking the same stupid shit.
The one thing that I look at, through all of this is the media has no excuse. That they come in and they defend him and defend his policies when the American people suffers.
The fuck are you talking about? They beat the shit out of him on Afghanistan. They blamed him for inflation, even though their Market Watch and all the other, and CNBC, all their financial people were going, this has fucking nothing to do with any individual country. It's happening to the whole fucking world. But they ignore that and well, inflation, it's a kitchen table issue. How do families deal with the Biden administration's part in it? Like when they have no fucking part in it yet.
That's outrageous. But Candace, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Sean.
Fuck, did they cut her loose early? Did somebody just jump in there and yep, same shit. Do you know what she said? I don't know what she said. Get out. John, just dump her. We don't know what the fuck she's talking about. No one does. Yeah. No. She's pretty to look at, but we'll have her on again. Can we just put up a still picture and have someone else talk? Fucking hell. That's amazing. All right. Now, remember when I was saying about the redistricting issue? And everybody was talking about this idea that, oh shit, the Republicans have total control of these legislatures. They're going to eat us alive. They're going to shuffle the redistricts around. And then I posted the article that came up that basically said it's either going to be a wash or even benefit Democrats. And I kept reminding you guys not to worry so much and just focus on candidates that you can actually help get elected. Let's start turning some purple blue. I'm just saying. That's your goal. You don't need to dump money into the coffers of anybody who's in a safe blue district. They got plenty. They'll be all right. Nobody's primarying them. They're all going to be fine. Start finding some Dems in purple districts, in rural areas especially, and start helping them out. Do it. Now, that said, apparently, Boris Epstein, former special assistant to President Trump, that means he lifts his flaps when he pees. That's what the special assistants do. He apparently is concerned in this video. Redistricting Failure by Republicans is the title of this one. I'm sure they're very excited that Mitch McConnell and the Republican establishment is doing everything they can to guarantee 2022 victories and Donald Trump's significant return. I don't know.
Boris Epstein.
Nope. Ads. I love how he has his own fucking quote on this weird, whatever. Definitely, this take is not one they wanted to have to make.
I know we're going to talk about Let's Go Brandon, but I've got to ask you, the next couple of days, and this is for the audience, we understand people on Christmas break and it's the holiday season.
Yeah.
But there's a massive.
Yeah, you guys got to stay focused. You got to be ready for the next January 6th. Start doing your sit-ups. I mean, he and Boris aren't. Boris barely had time to button his shirt.
Down on something that is incredibly important. The most important. The Hill's newspaper leads today with the Democrats are bracing for a massive tsunami, red tsunami coming in November. Now the question is going to be who we actually going to put in those Republican seats. Is it going to be establishment globalist or populist nationalist? But to
yes, by the way, that's the coin he flips every day. Populist nationalists or corporate globalists. Jesus Christ, he sounds like Hassan.
To have this sweeping victory, we have the predicate of this has to be, we know it's people getting in to be election officials. We know it's people getting to be precinct committeemen. Go to precinctstrategy.com.
Yeah, it's not about anybody actually getting in office with policies to make the country better. Fuck that. This is not what we're doing. What we're doing is getting people in control of the elections so that we can insert other people who just want to be in office, basically because the Republican Party at best is a speed bump or a wall.
Right now to do it. We understand it's the complete assault on the school boards to make sure this stuff gets out. But for right now, it's at the state legislature level.
Yeah.
It's got to be the redistricting. And I don't think that we're winning. We should be winning. I see the Democrats playing smash mouth in California, in New York, in Illinois, in Maryland, and we're giving up seats.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go. That what are you talking about?
All the time. Boris, make me feel better about this. Or if I'm not going to feel better, tell this audience what they have to do.
Steve, good morning. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to the audience. Hope everybody had a wonderful time. You have got, I think.
We had a great time. Everything's very well. Sorry to hear about your furniture. I'm sure it'll show up one day. It's, nobody likes having to do their show holding a selfie stick, sitting on a folding chair, waiting for the delivery man. It's just sad. And I'm sure all of your furniture is in one of those crates down at the docks.
I'll say this humbly, the most pro-Christmas Jewish member of the War Room Posse ever in myself, and I'm very, very honored to do that, and I'm still very honored by the fact that we won the war on Christmas in 2016. One of my favorite.
Oh, we did? You won the war on Christmas? Did you? Sorry, did Trump read the night before Christmas from the Oval Office, or have a special Christmas greeting for people, or talk about the importance of the child born in the manger 2,000 years ago, or any of that? No, he didn't. No, he still knows less about that night and the purpose of Christmas than any other president in fucking history. Still confused by it. Still had to read off crib notes when he was at Pastor Jeffrey's church.
Memories, as a quick aside, is wishing Jake Tapper a Merry Christmas in December of 2016. I don't think Jake has recovered from that one yet.
He has not recovered yet from that.
Just in case he.
Yeah, no, it's Jake Tapper's completely overwhelmed. In the last 5 years, I've only seen him do his show every night and tweet nonstop all day long.
As producers are watching, Merry Christmas, Jake. Merry Christmas. One Jew to another. Merry Christmas, buddy. So, that's the levity. Here's the serious.
Oh boy. Here it comes. Oh, it's going to be rough. Hang on, Steve.
Districting failure by Republicans, in terms of where we stand now, is absolutely monumental and is absolutely disgusting. We are set up for that 100 seats, 100 years platform, and that is not hyperbole. That is not some sort of metaphor. That is fact. That is where we are. That is why Jackie Spire, who survived Jonestown, cannot survive Joe Biden, cannot survive the Republican tsunami. That is why you've got Stephanie Murphy, a rising star in Florida, punching out. That is why you've got Yarmouth, the chair of the Budget Committee, punching out. That is why you've got this absolute flood of retirements in the House. Chris Cillizza's writing about it at CNN, okay? The reason they're leaving is because they know we're...
Oh dear, not Chris Cillizza. He always has such positive pieces of news, and he's always right. Dear God.
But we cannot come full force with these establishment weakling Republicans not doing their job on redistricting in Republican states. In Arizona, where I am right now, I am absolutely not satisfied. They're saying, well, you know, you could get a retirement out of O'Halloran. Not good enough. Not good enough. We should be 7-2. Not some sort of breakdown between, oh, well, you know, here's some MAGA, here's some Democrat, and here's some in between.
Yeah.
Look at New York.
Yeah, they should. I mean, look at the breakdown of the state, which was almost 50-50, except Biden won. Just a little more 50 than 50 on his side of the things. But there's 7-2 in there, and they think they should be able to divide it up amongst themselves because they won the locals. Shenanigans. But that said, in both cases, I don't know why we would suspect that people who want to get reelected would actually do something they see as the will of the voters instead of just seizing the control of power like they were in some sort of Eastern European fiefdom in the 1500s.
We have to look at Democrats.
Okay.
Boris Epstein. Boris.
Wait a minute. Hold on. That's it? What happened?
Here's some Democrat and here's some in between. Look at New York. We have to look at Democrats.
That's the whole fucking clip? I didn't edit this. This is their post. I guess was it too much bad news and they just had to bail? That's it? That's the holy shit. I think Bannon's slice this off. Too much bad news, they won't be able to digest it. Well, don't worry, we've got more Bannon here. His story is, we will not comply, and you will not destroy this republic. I'm guessing, what do you think he's going to say? A lot of tactical Navy terms in this one?
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon?
I just want to know where to send the Predator drone.
Okay, we can pull the thing from the casino too. I want to play that. The casino that played this, that played it live. People were going crazy. I want to bring in now Jared Schmeck, who did. So Jared, why did you decide to?
This is the dude. Okay.
Stan, walk us through this, because right now you're getting crushed by the by the mainstream media, and actually the race car driver's getting crushed too. So walk us through what happened.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not getting crushed. I mean, the MAGA is supporting you, and that's not what crushed feels like. Crushed is when you actually get, I don't know, something heavy falls on you, the death of a loved one, something like that. When people call you an asshole on social media, that's not crushed.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was innocent enough at the beginning, honestly. NORAD is,
Yeah, it was innocent enough. It was just the president, doing a little thing for kids. It was innocent in the beginning, but I was the guy who decided to interject the "fuck Joe Biden" concept.
All right, every year my kids and I do. It's become a tradition. They just want to know when Santa Claus is coming to our area,
and I thought, hey, why don't I just, in the middle of this Christmas thing that is apolitical and sort of something that the country does, and especially all these folks who want the country to be supportive of Judeo-Christian values, that the White House makes a big deal out of Santa Claus for kids and all that kind of stuff. Why don't I just leave that well enough alone and try to support the idea of it? Nah.
When I called, the volunteer who picked up told me that First Lady Biden was taking calls and asked if we wanted to talk to her. I frankly assumed it was going to be a pre-recorded Christmas message or something similar. And I said, sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, fuck you anyways. I mean, it is Christmas after all.
And told my boy to start filming it just in case it ended up being legit. Yeah, they both picked up the phone. It was clear that it was not a recording. I didn't know it was being live streamed at that time. And throughout the conversation, it popped into my head, and I guess.
And I'm a douchebag. I wanted everyone in the world to know that this whole thing that I do with my kids every year for, Santa Claus and Christmas and all that kind of stuff is really just bullshit. That all the things that I allegedly stand for in my Christianity or my belief about Christmas is all just garbage and none of it's true. And I was like, how do I make that clear to people as fast as possible?
This is history.
But it's in that moment, right? That critical moment when people, I see this.
Yes, that critical moment. The moment where you make those little moments when the hero arises in the middle of a Christmas celebration to be that, who could be that drunken asshole on the couch at the Christmas party that just starts a fight over fucking nothing while everyone's singing Christmas carols? Who would be that person? What a shock that it would be the guy in a MAGA hat.
All the time in politics and business and in the media, that people either they just don't take that move. You actually took it. What was in?
Yeah, most people, when they're at the Christmas celebration or at the Easter egg roll or Veterans Day or anything, they don't take an opportunity to take partisan pot shots. Especially when there's kids around. And why don't they do that more often? Oh, right, because other people are relatively decent and trying to just be good human beings, but not maggots and not anybody who'd come on Bannon's show.
Fine. When you realized you actually said that on global television.
Well, yeah. Once I realized it was on global television, I was pretty surprised, and I have to say I thought it was pretty darn funny. We had.
Well, right, because you think Christmas is bullshit, and you and Steve Bannon and all folks like you have been trying to gut it from the inside forever. That's what the whole war on Christmas illusion is all about.
Really good laugh about it, and I mean it. I know it was said in a joking manner, in a humorous manner, but it's a very serious thing. And I mean, it was one way for me to like, man, I got a chance right now to voice my disapproval of this man and his administration. And
well, here's one of the ways you could have done it is when they said, would you like to talk to the president and the first lady? You'd say no. And you could have told stories about that. Like, we had a chance to talk to him, but I was like, nah, I don't want to talk to this dude. He's not the real president. Why would I even think that? You could tell your own little story instead of being an international fuck up.
What is that? You're John Q. Public. What is that disapproval? Can you define that for us?
Yeah. I mean, for me, Let's Go Brandon is, and I've said it in other articles. I am a Christian man. For me, it's God first.
Bullshit. I mean, I don't know what version of Christianity exists where you lack that much like gentle charity in those moments and you actually piss it away and pridefully pat yourself on the back over it.
Foremost, I don't follow any one man blindly. Some of the media's run.
Excuse me, you're not wearing a John 3:16 hat, fucko. That's a fucking Trump picture. Or some shit behind him. It looks like he's doing Trump finger paints behind him. You're wearing a MAGA hat, bruh. It doesn't say Jesus on it. You do blindly follow one man. You didn't say, you literally did not say, Jesus saves. You absolutely follow one man, Donald Trump.
With that and said I don't support Donald Trump. That's absolutely false. Donald Trump is my president, and he should still be president right now.
With that, I don't blindly follow someone, but I am blindly following someone. And given an opportunity to show my faith, I basically blurted out a vulgarity undercover because I'm too much of a coward to just go, fuck you, you're the fake president, this never happened, click, baba booey.
And was 100% stolen. So I just want to make that clear.
Yeah. Oh, no. We know you're dumb too. I mean, we know. Okay. So hypocrite check, dumb check, liar. Because again, I don't see a cross anywhere in this. This dude is labeling himself a Christian, saying it's the most important thing to him. I don't see anything back there. Do you? At least Mike Lindell has the decency to wear his gang symbols on his, on a necklace or, at all media opportunities.
But Let's Go Brandon is more than just F Joe Biden. Let's Go Brandon is.
Yeah, it's also F Joe Biden, from a nice Christian standpoint.
It encompasses the entirety of our frustration with Joe Biden, the administration, the leftist mob, the cancel culture, the mainstream media. They're the ones who made this a thing. And
does it encapsulate the January 6 rioters who beat police officers or left pipe bombs around? Does it encapsulate the guys who smeared shit on the Capitol walls or stole a laptop and tried to sell it to the fucking Russians? Does it encapsulate the January 6 insurrectionists who told their judge during a video bail hearing that they would spill more blood if they were let out, and that's why their bond was denied? Does Let's Go Brandon encompass that as well? Does it encompass the fact that Trump is pretending to run for office in 2024 so he can sap money out of you fuckers? And then he's going to announce that he absolutely isn't because he would have to split with that money to do it. Or that he pardoned Steve Bannon, the guy you're talking to, for bilking Trump supporters out of millions of dollars for a fake Build the Wall project. Is that rolled into that? Is it rolled into there was no infrastructure bill the entirety of the Trump presidency? There was no health care plan the entirety of the Trump presidency? Is it that he takes credit for the VA Choice Act, which Obama signed into office, into law rather?
We're able, as conservatives, we're able to find humor in this, but there's terrible things going on.
That was an interesting edit. Why'd you cut him off?
In a more plain-spoken way, I don't think the case against Joe Biden's illegitimate regime could be laid out any better.
Oh, okay. So that guy's he's a simpleton. We had to cut away because he said some shit that was going to get, he probably mentioned Dominion voting machines.
It is just an average American citizen. That is that's the
Well, no. I would go with below average. Because your average American citizen, if you actually believe in the country, is a fairly decent person who would pass up an opportunity to be a shitheel on a Christmas call. That would be the average person. Somebody who would do that, what you just had, or would even go on your show knowing that you built maggots out of their money to build a fake section of wall and would be in jail for it right now if Trump hadn't pardoned you for ripping off his own supporters. That person who would come on that person would be below average.
Of this country. That is what's taken over school boards. That is what's going to precinctstrategy.com, taking over precincts. That's what is now taking over the election.
Yes, they're going to precinct. Okay, hold on. Now we got to look this shit up. Oh, I see. I don't know why, but for a moment I thought they meant police precincts. Oh, I put one extra S in there. Sorry. Oh, is it .org? Sorry, did he say .org? Hold on. All right, I don't know what the fuck. It didn't show up. I looked.
And getting in the room and making sure the votes are accurate. That voice right there is what the entire power structure in this country fears. It fears that because that's an away.
No, it doesn't. The quote unquote, the entire power structure in this country, by the way, if indeed they exist, this whole like fucking deep state horseshit we've been dealing with left and right for a long time. They couldn't stop Trump from getting into office and they couldn't fucking keep him in. No matter what side you think the deep state is on, apparently it's always on the opposite side of you, whatever the shit that means. And they simply do not exist. One second, hold on. I don't know how this. Okay, my page reloaded over here. So and if they do exist, if the pentavolate is true, they don't give a rat fuck about that dude saying let's go Brandon. If Biden can shrug it off, you think like George Soros woke up just fully standing up in bed like Nosferatu and went, someone said the phrase, dear God, the sunlight has hit me.
That's an American who's gone through the Great Awakening. That is someone that can sit there as an average citizen, doing their job, supporting their family, going to work.
So they're an average citizen. You're not. By the way, just for the record, Steve Bannon does not consider himself average.
Every day, that understands, that is woke to the real issues of the day, And
oh no, Republic woke.
As soon as, and I pledge to you, as soon as we can make sure that everyone understands this political.
The Fed's doomsday prophet has a dire warning about where we're headed. Yeah, as the doomsday prophet, one would think so. Hold on. I don't know, like they were probably referencing this. The Fed's doomsday prophet has... There you go. 14 hours ago. Last time America suffered a long and controlled period of inflation, Thomas was a mid-draw cleaning, you know. This is the article he's holding on. The Fed's doomsday prophet has a dire warning about where we're headed. Dear God. Thomas Hoenig knew what quantitative easing and record low interest rates would bring. Oh God. He doesn't look like a rebel. He's a conservative man, soft-spoken, now happily retired at the age of 75. He acts like someone who has spent the vast majority of his career as he has working at one of the stuffiest, most powerful institutions in America, the Federal Reserve Bank. Hoenig is all the fiery disposition that one would expect from a central banker, which is say none at all. He unspools sense, blah, okay, blah, blah. This makes it more surprising when Tommy is, in fact, one of America's least understood dissidents. In 2020, Hoenig was president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. As part of his job, he had a seat on the Fed's most powerful policy committee, and that's where he lodged one of the longest-running string of no votes in the bank's history. Hoenig's dissents are striking because the Fed's top policy committee, called the Federal Open Market Committee, or FOMC, doesn't just prize consensus, it nearly demands it. The committee likes to present a unified front to the public because it is arguably the most powerful governing body in American economic affairs. Hoenig's stranding of distance shattered the appearance of unanimity at a critical, important time when the Fed was expanding its intervention in the American economy to an unprecedented degree. It has a hinge point in American history, and the economy has never been the same since. Yes, it has doubled in its value in the last decade, and we recovered from 2008, and the Fed made a profit. Between 2008 and 14, Federal Reserve printed more than $3.5 trillion in new bills. To put that in perspective, it's roughly triple the amount of money the Fed created in its first 95 years of existence. Who gives a fuck? They were intentionally strangling it. Maybe, just maybe, it was the Fed riding the brakes for a long time that put us behind a bunch of other countries that were building infrastructure and we could have been further along. 3 centuries worth of growth in the money supply is crammed into a few short years. Yes, and in a few short years, all the power of a smartphone has come into function. The money poured through the veins of the financial system has stoked demand for assets like stocks, corporate debt, commercial real estate bonds, driving up prices across the markets. Hoenig was one of the Fed leaders, voted consistently against the course of action starting in 2010. In doing so, he pitted himself against the Fed's most powerful chair, Ben Bernanke, blah, blah. Hoenig lost his fight through 2010. The FUMC votes were routinely 11 against 1, with Hoenig being that one. And he retired from the Fed in 2011. After that, a reputation hardened around Hoenig as the man who got it wrong, right? He's remembered as something like a cranky Old Testament prophet who warned incessantly and incorrectly about one thing, the threat of coming inflation. But this version of history isn't true. While Hoenig was concerned about inflation, that isn't solely what drove him to lie to string of dissents. Historical record shows that Hoenig was worried primarily that the Fed was taking a risky path that would deepen income inequality, stoke dangerous asset bubbles, and enrich the biggest banks over everyone else. He also warned that it would suck the Fed into a money-printing quagmire that the central bank would not be able to escape without destabilizing the entire financial system. On all these points, Hoenig was correct. No, he fucking well wasn't. These points, what would deepen income inequality? In the last 10 years, the bottom 50% have gained $3 trillion in wealth. The stoke dangerous asset bubbles. Yeah, just because the stock market wants to fuck around with stuff because they have more money to do it with is not anyone else's fault who needs money to actually build businesses and things. Tighten the rules about this. This has nothing to do with monetary availability. And enrich the biggest banks over everyone else. Like, this is just this is cartoon ideas of what, like, it's bankers. This sounds like it was written by Dan Aykroyd's character in Nothing But Trouble. I never let a banker go. We are now living in a world that Hoenig warned about. No, we're not. Fed is now in a vice. Inflation is rising faster than the Fed believed it would even a few months ago, with higher prices for gas, goods, and automobiles being fueled. No. Just gas and automobiles. The goods part of it, they just threw that in. What the fuck does goods mean randomly? This comes after years of Fed steadily pumping up the price of assets like stocks and bonds through 0% interest rates, quantitative easing. Well, they're tightening that. That's why they have a strategy to go back up. After Hoenig's time at the FUMC to respond to rising inflation, the Fed has signaled that it will start hiking. Yes, right. But if that happens, there is every reason to expect that it will cause stock and bond markets to fall, perhaps precipitously, or even cause a recession. No, because they're going to go on the data and they're tapping the brakes slowly. They're not going to just jam their foot on the fucking brake. There is no painless solution. Well, then why even bitch about it? Hoenig said in reason, it's going to be difficult. The longer you wait, the more painful it will end up being. Well, then the idea that they're starting the taper and that it will cause problems is exactly what he's calling for. So shut the fuck up. To be clear, that kind of pain that Hoenig is talking about involves high unemployment, social instability, and potentially years of economic malaise. Why? Why? Because the funds that we were talking about for a long time were in narrower and narrower hands, and now it's widening out. By the way, can I just I'm just gonna, you guys know I will sometimes get down into a fucking hole with some of this stuff. Let me show you the most horrifying piece of video that Steve Bannon and all these. Let's see. I'm gonna have to dig this one up. Give me a second. History. I watch so much shit, so it's going to take me a second to go back and dig this. Let's see. Especially with all the stuff that we watch. Lord Almighty. I think it was Sunday, yeah. Hold on one second. Please party amongst yourselves for a moment while I find this video that I saw this weekend, which is hysterical. And there's all the stuff my kid was watching. let's see. Oh, let me see if I can do this. Stocks smooth. Whoops. Hold on. Yeah, this is the. Hold on.
You look.
Check this shit out. So the let me make sure you know something. This is Bloomberg Market and Finance. This is where this is coming from. Everybody knows what the conventional wisdom is on inflation. That's what they're selling. That's like, you will hear nothing from Steve Bannon except shitting on mainstream media all the time. The conventional wisdom is always they're trying to manipulate you. It's the powers that be, and the left-wing media is trying to da-da-da-da. And yet he carries the exact same water about the economy and the economic picture as everybody else does, as long as it's bad, right? So this is a piece of video I saw this weekend. I was going over stuff about like inflation and kind of looking up things. Listen to this. Like, you want to hear Steve Bannon panic? Play this clip for him.
This market, you look at this year, an unlikely rally, I guess, by some measures here. Do you see the strength at all continuing into next year?
Absolutely. The remedies that we put in place to counter the COVID recessions, they were so substantial. We had massive stimulus, right? We saw $5.8 trillion in fiscal stimulus. The Fed expanded its balance sheet by more than $4.5 trillion. We'll be left with a legacy of those policy responses well into the future. We know monetary policy works on a lagged basis, and fiscal policy has still resulted in high savings rate. And so I see smooth sailing here for the next couple of years.
Fiscal policy has been
smooth sailing for the next couple of years. I mean, Christ, look at the fucking stock. And this is the Fed dude going, there's too much money. There's too much money in the world. Now, granted, China and other countries are trying to pay off their U.S. bonds and get the fuck out of the U.S. bond market by paying them off early, paying penalties for, taking their money out and basically we don't end up paying them interest at all when they do that. So they just go, here's your money back, or give us our money back and we'll just call it quits. And you got to pay an extra fee. So we'll still make money on the deal, but they got to give us our cash back. And that's what's happening with like the Chinese are just getting out of the U.S. bond market. And yet, like, there's too much money out there for people to spend in the United States on other stuff. We're the fucking currency of the world.
In the back of the concept of money and the politics of money. You will
keep talking, dum-dum. Fuck, man. This is like, for me, when these kind of videos come up, this is like me watching the movie Limitless. Like, I wanted to like the movie Limitless, the one about the smart drug, where he takes a drug and all of a sudden he's super smart. And I was like, God damn it, I hate it when stupid people write smart people movies, because I can outthink the main character from the moment he takes the drug through every plot point. That shouldn't be possible. If at the minute he takes the drug, it should be the world's greatest mystery point every time a story shift happens. I shouldn't be able to go, God. It's just aggravating. It's aggravating to me. Do you understand? It's aggravating. And this is the same thing.
Understand populism. You will understand economic nationalism. And you will.
KSI Blind says, Hal Sparks felt that way about the butterfly effect. Exactly. It's literally about chaos. And you're like, that's not chaos. It's a pattern. It's a distinctly visible pattern.
Understand how we have to come to grips with it.
I do. Yes, it's true, kids. There's an argument to be made. How the fuck did I get over here? Son of a bitch. How to get me back over where I'm safe? This is just dumb. You guys trying to kill me over here? This is a bunch of bullshit. Keep talking, you dung heap. Christ almighty. Get some sleep. Drink some water. Do some fucking thing.
In order to have our great traditions and have traditional America back, right? And this is
that's what yeah, man, that's what you need. Traditional America back, where, somebody wishes you a Merry Christmas and you go, fuck you. That's a great American tradition. Why, God damn it. If Jimmy Stewart was alive today, he'd be yelling, let's go Brandon, as he run. Hello, let's go Brandon, movie house. Let's go Brandon, cinema tech.
Oh, they're going to say they want a white Christian. No, this is every ethnicity, every race, every religion.
Yeah, except
bound together as citizens of this great republic. And we're winning. We're ascendant.
Yeah, you're absolutely winning. You look like a winner. You look like you lost the shampoo wars. For one, I think you're losing a battle with your fucking liver. That's abundantly clear. Christ almighty, man. I can't believe I'm saying this, but lay off the fucking cupcakes.
That's what they hate. And what they hate most of all is not Donald Trump. And not Tucker Carlson, not Steve Bannon. Yeah, they hate all that.
Wait, why? Hold on. One guy is a fake billionaire. The other guy is an heir to like $1 billion fortune, and is basically the shit sheep of the family. Why are you in that group? You got a podcast in front of a fucking mantle. The shit are you talking about? You're not even in the same league as those, except I guess you all belong to the same asshole club. Is that the point you're trying to make?
They hate most is Jared Schmeck and that voice.
Is it really? Yeah. We don't hate Trump for all of his bigoted bullshit and his rambling, incoherent, nationalistic horse shit, and we don't hate Tucker Carlson for his like anti-Semitic and anti-American rantings to support fucking Vladimir Putin, or you and that what is that ant mound? It looks like a dachshund shit on your temple. What is that? Get it checked. For fuck's sake, man.
They hate it. They hate it. They detest it. You're supposed to sit there, keep your
not as much as your aftershave.
I'll shut. Go about your job, pay your taxes, let your pension funds be used to destroy you, your family, and future generations. That's what they want.
Wait a minute. Why the fuck do they need that guy's pension fund? Wait, the fuck, you think he's in a union? Jesus Christ.
They want. And guess what? That's not what they're going to get. They're not going to get that. They're not going to get that. We have not yet
get what? They're not going to what? They're not going to get Jared Schmuck's fucking pension? Boo fuckity who. There's another $1,200. Maybe we could buy some towels to set a missile on for the Department of Defense.
Fight. Okay, the greatest traditions of our naval service and our country.
Oh, here he comes with the fucking Navy terms.
And every patriot and every patriot grave on every battlefield. No, we will not comply, and you are not going to win. You're not going to destroy this republic. You've tried.
Well, no, nobody's trying to destroy the fucking country. I love how he goes, you're not going to destroy this republic. Yeah, Republicans. Hey, notice how he didn't say this country. Notice how he didn't say fucking America. What he means is, when he says you're not going to destroy this republic, he's saying you're not going to destroy his fucking stranglehold on the Electoral College. That's what they're shooting for. That's what that shit's about. Eat a bag of frog assholes, you creep.
Okay.
I'm kidding. You look like you already did. You look like you are a bag of frog assholes.
You've got very close. But the history is going to show you did not succeed. You did not succeed because of the decent heart.
No, you did not succeed.
People that make up this country, working class people.
That's it. That's your whole fucking Christ. Is everything? Way to go out with a whimper. Holy shit. Sorry, excuse me 1 second. Anybody got one of those shots they used in Pulp Fiction? I feel like I'm going to fall asleep into some sort of like Lewis Carroll level dream state with it. Bore me more, you lazy fuck. I'm back. All right. This is gonna be special. This, and it might get us a copyright violation. I will say fair use at the top of this. Fair use. See what happened when Diamond and Silk visited The View. I don't know how long this is or whatever, but apparently there's I'm excited. I don't think they were actually on the show. Matter of fact, I know.
Evolve your business with 4 times membership rewards points on your top 2 select spending categories.
That's what we heard from President Obama.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah, that's what we heard. That's totally true. Yeah, that's what we heard.
The issue
but
is
President Obama put that into place, knowing and
he's
admitting
not. But
this
he's.
was
Oh, you motherfuckers stealing my shit! Everybody always wants to be like Hal.
But he's not the president anymore. So let's get the guy who's supposed to be doing the job to decide what's going to happen. But he has no balls.
Look, girl, at least he's the only one who had the balls to want to build the wall.
Christ. You can't find, you had to loop an applause? You couldn't find a fucking normal, holy shit. Wait, I have to have this in here. Where are you? Content, obvious. Let's see. If I'll find it over here. Applause. Whoops. All right. Applause. Soundtrack. Sound effect. Let's see. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. I found it. No, please. Oh, that's very sweet of you. No, it's guys, it's too much. No, I appreciate it. No, I get it. It's very sweet. You guys, it's too much. Please sit down. Please. Quit it. It's too much. I know. It only took me about 1/8 of a second, but keep in mind, these folks have a hard time.
Go.
All right, here we go. We may be in a situation where they get their own 5 eggs. Thank you. I know. All right. Here we go.
I'm sorry, because for me, if you're gonna do this, I mean, I'm getting tired of him throwing Obama in every time. Obama's not the president. Miss Clinton didn't become the president. That's your job.
Don't blame Obama. Obama was the one that created all of this mess. He is the one that signed this into law. And it was a deferred program. That means it had a...
Oh shit. Are we talking about DACA? This is all about DACA? Did they do this a long time ago and they just forgot to post it?
Outdate. If he really cared about the children of DACA, about the so-called dreamers, then what he should have did was put this into law permanently. But you know why
Well, he didn't have the ability to do that, dum-dum. That was the issue he was facing. He couldn't do it with the Congress as it stood because the Republicans were refusing to vote for it, and he couldn't get it through, and they needed 60 votes to do it because it's not the kind of thing you can do with reconciliation. So he did it the only way he could do it. I'm sure he would have loved to have it be permanent. Now, Trump supposedly thought it was okay, and he could have made it permanent. Never tried, but that's true of everything.
Why? Because he don't write laws. Congress do, and it's time for Congress to do their job. So basically,
if you want my opinion.
Well, shut up, Joy.
Comedy jokes.
It was Obama that created this can. It was Obama that continued to kick this can down the road. But the buck stopped with President Trump, and it's time for Congress to do their damn job. So, Whoopi, if Obama is not the president, then you need to tell him to stop acting like he's the president, because we already...
I mean, here's a good idea. When was this fucking posted? Jesus Christ. December 28th, 2021. See what happened when Diamond and Silk visited The View. This is their channel? This is their channel. I'm trying to,
a sitting president, and he should stop trying to undermine him with always weighing in on the stuff he created. So if you don't want us to talk about him, or you want President Trump to keep Obama's name out of his mouth, then maybe Obama should keep his mouth out of the limelight.
Keep his mouth out of the limelight. Living on a lighted stage approaches the unreal for those who think and feel. Not you, Obama. In touch with some reality beyond the gilded cage.
We'll be right back.
I have a couple of things I would like to say. If y'all are good with hanging around. I mean, let me tell you what. I more than most people appreciate a good green screen effect. I do have a bit of an issue with how large you ladies are at the table. I mean, because your heads are, I mean, it's one thing. Look, let me show you the limitations of green screen. Ow, my arm. See, that's going to happen. You just got to deal with it. Just reality. Just how life is. But I do have you guys, it's something to say?
On the viewer's view.
Oh man, do not even. A Trump bling pin made out of 100% real Kubrick zirconium. Oh, don't worry, I'm already subscribed. Everywhere. God damn, I have to say, this is some loud shit. I gotta move ahead. Did they come? Oh, there they are. Here they came in. I was worried that ladies aren't going to be on there, and now because I had so much to say.
We heard that you all have been looking for us.
That's what we heard.
Yeah, I've been looking for you. I checked all the usual places.
Where? Let me tell you where you can find us. Tell them. You can
probably on that chat shit, right? That chat shit app.
Find us on Getter. GETTR.com.
Getter. It's pronounced getter. You gotta say it in your molars if you have them. I don't. I have to just say it right into my rear gums. That sounded naughty.
That's GETTR.com. You can.
Yeah, don't try to put the apostrophe in. Your computer will blow up.
Also find us on Chatted. CHAT.
That's right. Yeah, I told you they was on chat shit. You didn't believe me, but it's true.
DIT.com.
Chat, CATSHIT, chat shit. No, that's cat shit. I'm sorry. I often get those confused. I often confuse your social media network with cat shit.
That's CHAT.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. All right. CHATSHIT. I get it.
IT.com. And don't forget about our weeknightly show on frankspeech.com that comes on at.
How do you spell? Spell out Frank Speech. PH.
9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's frankspeech.com.
Sorry, I was doing head math and I got all dizzy.
You don't ever have to go looking for us.
No, you don't.
These are the places that we're at.
That's right.
Now come join us.
See, I'm sorry. I'll check those places first next time. I was at Mar-a-Lago. I figured you just had your own room there.
And make sure you follow us on these platforms. We want to see your face.
Oh, that's some fancy editing. Oh my God. You got one of them fancy Media 100 systems. I had one of those a long time ago.
In a place.
Oh, and they're running a Getter ad. Did they say shit on this at all? Oh, here they go. Did you say, is it another ad? Oh, it's a My Pillow ad. Is this all fucking ads? Ah! That's some scary shit, man. Who's that feller? That's that Mike Pilla dude. I didn't recognize him there for a second without the Jesus line behind him because it was covered with a sale price. There ain't nothing wrong with that if you're a good Christian man and you just cover up Jesus' face with a king size $89.99 now and $29.98. That's nothing wrong with that right around Christmas. Yes, is there really? I gotta say, there's no better time than around Christmas to paint over Jesus' face with a sail. Now you I'll tell you what. Watch out. All right, I don't know what the fuck that clip was. That's fun. Other than the fact that they were just trying to lift from me. All right, there is one more. Let's see. I mean, there's so much. There it is. I kicked one off earlier. Here it is. Hold on.
Russia.
This is
President Vladimir Putin threatening military.
Oh, I'll simmer down. Okay. This is Fox News. This is called Is Putin Ready to Pounce? Why don't you just jump right in and just say Putin pounce? ? Hello. Oh, the doorbell rang. I don't know what I got. Oh, it's a package. Someone's at the package. Okay. That's okay. Somebody will get it. Putin mulling options if the West doesn't meet his demands. Let's see. Do I say fuck or do I say off? Maybe I'll just slap them together. Fuck off. Who cares?
Action over the weekend if the the West, does not agree to his...
Oh, there's a fucking Freudian slip, Fox. Look at that. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, game, set, match. The Freudian slip that Fox Network, when they think West, they
military
think worst.
Action over the weekend if the West, does not agree to his security...
Yeah. Ouch. It's a little early to audition to be on RT in the middle of your Fox segment.
Putin has called on NATO to deny Ukraine and other former Soviet countries membership and to roll back military deployments in Central and Eastern Europe. So how serious is the threat? Former Deputy Defense Undersecretary Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin joins me now. Lieutenant General, wonderful to see you today.
So great to be here. The world is coming to an end. If we don't do everything, the Biden administration is a travesty. If we don't do everything Putin says, we're all going to die. Also, Merry Christmas. We had time to hang stockings, and I've lit some candles because I figured if the house burns down, who gives a shit?
I'll start right there. How serious is the threat? Because many folks are saying they're looking at Putin right now, looking at the United States and saying, what am I looking at? I'm looking at Putin, looking at the United States, and I'm in the United States. Where the fuck what's my eye line? God damn it. Weak leadership here. This is the perfect time to pounce.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, Putin, as well as the rest of the world, watched the debacle in Afghanistan. He's watched our.
Yeah. He's watched us leave Afghanistan, and now it's just sandbox now. He can just go down there and do whatever he wants. I mean, he's annoyed that we're no longer holding ISIS-K and the Chechen rebels at bay by offering our soldiers up as targets all the time. But, other than that, he's laughing his ass off.
Leadership decline in terms of real strength and real resolve. And just think in terms of what did it say to Putin when we agreed to lift the sanctions and allow him to build the Nord Stream pipeline?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you what it did. It was like, go ahead, motherfucker. Run all your oil through that pipeline. Give us one target instead of 30. Shutting down a fucking pipe, I don't know, strategically, I don't know why I have to explain this to fucking people, and it should be the most, obvious thing in the world, But right now, you can either blow up a bunch of ships with people on them or trucks driving over land that are bringing oil and gas into Europe, or destroy a pipeline that they're using that belongs to another country, or you can let them build the Nord Stream, and then if they don't behave, you can shut the fucking thing off. If we just punch holes in it, we can gut their economy in a week.
We were asking the Saudis to provide more resources for us. Look, here's one thing that...
No, we were not. We were telling the Saudis and every other oil-producing country to start producing more because the price was going up artificially. It wasn't for us. We have enough.
You need to remember, though, this is not just an American problem. This is a European problem. And the Europeans have to be very much involved in how we approach this and what actions we take.
And there's going to be a Zoom call, some sort of conference call between Putin and Biden next week. And my understanding is that ahead of that, Putin has withdrawn about 10,000 troops from the Ukraine border, but he's still got a...
It's weird. It's like he can tell that Biden is weak. He's withdrawing troops, but that's exactly what you would expect him to do, as he's gonna, it's all part of, it's 7-level shit. He's not trying to make concessions so that we'll let some sanctions off and ease the pressure on his fucking country as he finds his power waning and the sharks are circling in his own fucking country as he's dealing with his own bullshit at home and a spike in COVID deaths and all kinds of others. It's not that. It's that he smells weakness, and this is the perfect time. He's pulling these 10,000 troops out, and he's going to release them across our southern border.
Very heavy presence there, approximately 90,000 more. So some are saying this is all smoke and mirrors ahead of that conversation.
Well, I wish that were the case. And nobody really knows what Putin's intentions are, but we do have to take this seriously. But
yeah, we are. The adults are. How in the world does the conference the Zoom call that Biden had and the next one he's going to have and the sanctions that they put on and the sanctions they put on the insurance companies for the Nord Stream pipeline, which is another way of gutting the fucking thing, instead of just simply fighting with Germany about it, just going, yeah, we're not going to let any of our insurance companies insure that fucking pipeline, because if we have to blow it up, we're not paying the cost of rebuilding it. Hey, could Trump have thought this shit up while he was in office? Well, no. But could someone around him have thought it up and presented it, and could he have done it? Yeah. Why didn't he?
Keep in mind also that the Ukraine is really a buffer between the West and Russia. And Putin wants, more than anything, he wants to rebuild the previous Soviet Union. Now, it could never be the same because we've already integrated several countries into NATO.
So, right. So he's not going to. And he's worried that we're going to incorporate more in, and they don't have any reason to join because all he's going to do is snake resources out of them, just like Stalin did. Just like the 3 million Ukrainians that were killed during the Holodomor. Like, why the fuck would they want to rejoin this bullshit? It didn't work when the communists were running it. It killed 3 million Ukrainians. Why would it be any different with the Russians running it? Especially if there are 3 million Ukrainians in that country that don't want to be a part of Russia anymore and decide that they're not going to allow it. They're dead.
But what he does not want to see is he does not want to see NATO coming any closer to his borders. He does.
Tough shit. Also, we're not making Ukraine a member of NATO. Not yet. And Putin's basically trying to wag the dog to save his own ass in his own goddamn country.
Build the pressure. He feels that NATO is a threat to him. And let's be honest, NATO was created for just that purpose. To be a counter to Russia.
And essentially...
Which is necessary, because without it, they would be steamrolling through Europe. They would have done it a decade ago.
It could be also said that no, I mean, the status will never be the same, but that this is one way for Russia to try to regain its geopolitical relevance within the global space right now.
Yeah, because God knows they couldn't do it through technological advancements, creating products the world needs, actually functioning as a tourist-friendly country, not being run by a bunch of like gangster oligarchs. Why do all that hard work when you can just declare war on a neighboring country for relevance? The fuck is wrong with you? Why is that how let's see. I could learn to eat right, do some exercise, improve my wardrobe, take some lessons in charm, maybe improv to build my conversation skills, get a degree, and maybe that girl will like me. Or I could murder her husband and put her in a trunk and drive her up into the hills. What's easier? This is real. All right, lady, in the trunk you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep in mind also in 2000.
What do you mean, yeah? What do you mean, yeah, absolutely? Again, is that the prerequisite when you're on Fox that you have to, like, or Newsmax, you have to answer the fucking questions with a, I agree. Yeah, totally. Before you start speaking?
14, America did nothing when Crimea was annexed by Russia, and they're still there. So he has, I think, every reason to believe, especially given our weak leadership in America right now, and I would say even in Europe, there are some weak leadership there as well. I think that he would see this as an opportune time to do the same thing for Ukraine as a whole. What we, though, as a nation have to do is
no. Slicing off a small part of the fucking country when nobody expects you to attack is a totally different thing than taking over the whole fucking country. That's all-out war. That requires you murdering people in the streets. Large numbers of them. Not taking, loosely populated areas and military bases in a dry part of the country, but going through the cities, to Russian tanks in the streets of Kyiv, like, that's some serious shit. That's next level. That's all of Europe on board. That's Ukraine becoming a member of NATO by accident, by fiat that day.
The president needs to immediately reimpose the sanctions on the Nord Stream pipeline. And he needs to find out exactly what the Ukraine believes that they have to have. And we need to start arming them with lethal weapons and material.
We are. But we're not doing an ad campaign about it, fucko. We're not, that's one of the biggest differeres between the Biden and the Trump administrations is that the Trump administration had to do this. They would go, we gave them a bunch of guns. They're all in this region where I drew a little line around where all the bombs are with my Sharpie. They're all in this region. Now, if Russia knew they were there, obviously this would not be good. But people need to know I don't get any credit. I don't get any credit at all for putting the bombs all in this area and down through here. And there's some airplanes also, and we put some gear over here, right? And then over there is the, sitting in a chair next to the podium is the military equivalent of Dr. Birx going, oh, fuck.
That will ensure that this will not be a simple takeover like it was in Crimea. You need to remember, we all need to remember that the reason the Russians ultimately left Afghanistan was because Russians were being killed there. Russians were being sent home in body bags, and no one could explain to the people of Russia, to the moms and dads that were receiving their sons on the way home, nobody could explain why they were there, what their objectives were, and when would the...
No, he is overlaying American values onto the USSR's Afghan fight. They didn't give a fuck. This was land that we need for whatever. Like that, nobody got a fucking say. People weren't at home, weren't rallying. They ran out of fucking money. We were backing the Yusufzad and the Mujahideen, and we were giving them the missiles. We backed fucking, oh, hi. Look who's come to say hi. Come here, you. Look who's come down here. Hello. Hello, little man. Here. He's about to jump up in my lap. Look, everybody, it's Chip. Chip decided to come by and say hi. Are you tired? Are you all done? Huh? What's going on, buddy? Yeah? Hi. He was sitting in my lap during the part of the Stuttering John show, and now he's like, are you done? Can we go sit on the couch? What's happening? Can you cool out while I finish the show? Thank you, my love. It's so funny. Chip. They love you, Chip. I'm just saying. Yes. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. You are stinkums, but you're a good boy.
Be over. So we need to give Ukraine as much lethal material as they can take.
We're going to be watching this story.
Absolutely. And considering their president is a former comedian, I mean, we're always looking for lethal material because we want to go out there and kill every night. It's and not everybody has an easy time coming up with that stuff as I do. See what I did there? Oh, boy.
Very closely, and we will have you on again to discuss it as it progresses. Thank you so much for your time today, sir.
Yeah, thanks for wasting all our fucking time with your spooky ghost stories about fuck all. How about that? How about no one needs it? Jesus Christ. It's a good, overall, I will say, it's been a fairly, I guess, the worm seems to be turning when it comes to like how comfortable the Republicans feel about their positioning. Hold on, I want to find something because I had a piece that I almost did. Oh, so good. Hold on. This is very short, but it's also awful. Ladies and gentlemen, back by unpopular demand, the man, the myth, the stain, Rudolph Giuliani, in his weird wearing a it looks like an elf costume that deflated. Look how big the sleeves on his shirt are, and look how has he lost a bunch of weight and he's just too cheap to buy shirts? What the fuck is this? He looks like he's wearing one of those blankets that have sleeves that were the big gift years ago. Remember those things? The shanket or whatever, the shirt and the blanket, the Snuggie. That's right. He's wearing an elf businessman Snuggie. Rudy the Rude. Okay. Rude old farty. Okay, here we go. This is Durham probe sets sights on Clinton campaign. Giuliani, evidence of Clinton criminality just got larger. Oh, dear God. I have no doubt that Hillary Clinton's clone, because the real Hillary Clinton was, of course, killed in Gitmo and set on fire and burned as a witch or sunk because she didn't weigh the same as a duck or something like that. But they're going to try her clone for treason with this new information. I'm very excited. We're all very shocked. Let's find
Probe is now looking into the Clinton campaign. This is a
don't say probe and then cut to Rudy Giuliani. It's gross.
I think a lot of us really have been waiting for. Give us your thoughts. Where does this take us? Where does this lead?
Yeah. We're all waiting with bated breath. Any day now. The Durham probe is going to ride in on a white horse, calling wildfire.
Well, I can't tell exactly. I mean, I know what I found, and if they're there, I would be very delighted. I mean, the fact is that the Clinton campaign did all the things that they falsely accused Donald Trump of and investigated him for 4 years. In other words,
really, I'm sorry. Do we have Access Hollywood footage of Hillary Clinton bragging she could grab women by the pussy, or talking about how you can barge in on 15-year-olds as they're changing clothes in a beauty pageant? All that stuff, tax evasion, all that kind of stuff, all of it. Yeah,
paid foreign operatives in order to develop not just negative information, but false information on her opponent.
Oh, by the way, this is from the guy who bought the hard drive that the Russians were selling in Ukraine for $2 million more than they were asking for it, and then pawned it off as coming from a Hunter Biden laptop that we've never seen and we won't ever see and is always bullshit. And every so often, Steve Bannon will fuck up and say the hard drive from hell instead of the laptop from hell and screw the pooch.
And that's exactly, Russian collusion. It would involve Russian collusion, Ukrainian collusion, and a few other countries. And
no. Corden, there's a difference between having spies and people on the inside looking for stuff because there are shady business deals going on in New York City connected to the Russians, then getting the blessing of the Russian government to concoct evidence against your opponent.
Was money that came directly from her campaign. She also destroyed numerous documents involving that, which is an obstruction of justice. She made false statements on any number of occasions. And we know that she destroyed evidence. What was it? 32 or 33,000 emails?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's the 30,000 emails. You mean the ones that they actually have? Let's see. Clinton, hi, kiddo. Clinton, 30 emails. 5 minutes later. This is what they're talking about with there. Half true. You, Hillary Clinton, get a subpoena, and after getting the subpoena, you delete 33. Half true. FBI concluded that Hillary Clinton should not be prosecuted over a decision to conduct State Department business exclusively on our email server, but Donald Trump pledged to appoint a special prosecutor. Second debate. There's never been anything like this. You get a subpoena, and you delete it. Let's see. However, they denied that they deleted the emails after receiving a congressional subpoena from the House Select Committee on Benghazi. On August 2016, FBI report on its investigation shows Trump's claim has some merit. That's the fact that they deleted them, but not under the subpoena. Let's see. Her command did not dispute that deleted those 30,000 emails. They argued that these were personal in nature rather than work-related and therefore were not necessary to turn over. Clinton served as last day. Okay, this is like the timeline of events, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Benghazi committee used his subpoena, blah, blah, blah. Trump's timeline is correct, and blah, blah, blah. However, the implication that detailed emails relevant to the subpoena in order to avoid scrutiny is unprovable, if not flat wrong. The FBI's investigation did find several thousand emails among those deleted that were work-related that should have been turned over to there. However, FBI Director James Comey said they found no evidence that any of the additional work-related emails were intentionally deleted in an effort to conceal them. Clinton told the FBI she was not involved in deciding whether individual emails should be sent to the State Department, nor did she instruct anyone to delete her emails or avoid complying with the FOIA. Our ruling. Trump said you got subpoena, half true. All right, there we go. That's what they're talking about. And they have all those emails because emails don't disappear.
The pendency of an investigation.
Which, by the way, is why Trump and Don Jr. and this asshole and Giuliani and all these folks use Signal.
Is almost an automatic obstruction of justice charge and conviction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Hillary Clinton would be a field day for a prosecutor that had the courage to prosecute her.
It seems like maybe this one does. There are concerns.
Well, apparently not.
A potential conflict of interest here in this case, as Igor Danchenko, who is like the main figure that contributed to the dossier, his attorneys work at a law firm that also employs an attorney who represents the 2016 Clinton campaign and former employees of that campaign in matters before.
Well, that's that's all, granted they have thousands of employees, but that's slam dunk right there.
For this special counsel. Explain why this is a concern. Tell us why this is a problem, potentially.
Well, conflict of interest means something that can create the appearance of a conflict of interest, not just the conflict itself, and it creates the appearance.
Yeah, that's the important thing, is that not only is there a conflict of interest, but there's the appearance of a conflict of interest, which is worse than a conflict of interest if I'm conflicted in that I'm not interested.
That they are going to do whatever they can to prevent him from cooperating against their other client or cooperating against the Democrats or cooperating against Hillary Clinton. It's a strange situation where here you have someone obviously charged in order to put pressure on him to see if he has relevant evidence against Clinton and various Democrats. And now you have the same law firm that represents some of them representing him.
Yes. Worries over conflict of interest potential. You mean worries over potential conflict of interest? That's the great thing about his conflict of interest. It has potential. Oh, that's sad. When the principal says that, you know your kid is screwed.
I would say that's a pretty significant conflict, but not unusual with the Clintons. Their entire career has been one of criminality, conflict. They really are a disgrace to this country.
Any indication? I mean, I don't know these things too well. I assume you've got more experience watching how these develop. How long do you think this takes for us to get? Everybody's just dying to get some juice on this to figure out what's happening here before we get some answers.
Everybody's just dying for this to actually not be boring and actually become something. The QAnons have already moved on. She doesn't even exist anymore. She's a robo Hillary that's roaming around, just pretending to crime like the good old days, so that gives him something to, I don't know, throw in jail.
I mean, I'm glad that he's doing what he's doing. I'm completely perplexed that it's taken this long.
All right.
I mean, the evidence of Clinton criminality, like the evidence of Biden criminality, is all I have to do is pick it off the tree. I mean, the documents are there. They're in the possession of the.
Well, dude, that's what you did. You basically just plucked it off a tree. You didn't vet it. You didn't check it out. It's a fail.
FBI.
Yeah.
They've been in the possession of the FBI for anywhere from 2 to 3 years. So there's no reason for the delay.
Right.
The documents in order to put indictments together are presently in the possession of the FBI and the Department of Justice. And they've been there for 2 years. And the...
Yes. So you've said, Grandpa. You said that 3 times already. Also, why should we give a fuck? Trump was running the country for those 3 years.
The hard drive merely just made the cases stronger. They were already there.
Look, even Rudy did the slip.
And they've been there for 2 years. And the hard drive merely just made the cases stronger. They were.
And there you have it. Coming in at the end, the roundhouse of idiocy, he admits it's not a laptop at all. It's a hard drive, because they purchased the hard drive overseas, and they stacked it with compromise. And instead of saying laptop, he said hard drive. It's the same slip, that Bannon does all the time. All the fucking time. There, they did it. That's it. Shit. God, what a waste of... Ugh. It's amazing to me. And, I think we should finish this out in some ways.
By the way...
Because in a way that... we started off with the let's go Bannon dude, and I feel like we should end, that can't be our last sort of Christmas weekend message after the weekend we've had. So this is Greg Kelly's My Christmas Message to Joe Biden. And I think as a new man of faith, as he has called himself, Greg Kelly will obviously say something inspirational that will show the spirit of Christmas in its true form, full of forgiveness and love and light, and representative of the Savior whose birthday it represents.
By the way, I have a special wish for Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden, well, one thing he said he would do, unify this country. Clearly, that hasn't happened.
Hey, look at that, kids. We've stumbled on it. Remember on the Candace Owens clip, the Chiron said Biden's done nothing to unify the country. That's the talking point. So we've just stumbled upon it again. This is a talking point that they put out.
tried. Now, I've noticed he's bragged a bit about his faith. He's bragged about how well he knows the Pope. He brags about going to church. But beyond...
Does he brag about going to church, or does he just fucking go?
I haven't seen too much, quite frankly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What was that again?
Church. But beyond that, I haven't seen too much, quite frankly, that would be of value to believers in this country.
You haven't seen Biden's faith, other than him bragging about going. How about not bearing false witness? How about being true to his word? How about being a loyal husband? How about being a true guardian of the earth as best you can?
For Joe is that he get closer to God and his entire family. And I
define closer to God, you fucking goat worshiping creep.
One more wish. Joe, you talked about uniting this country. Mr. President, here's a suggestion. We're all off. We're all going to be doing our own thing for the next couple of weeks, 10 days or so.
Are we? They cut you loose, did they, Greg? Nobody wants to see you around the... You're going to be doing your own thing. Going to be out, hanging out. It's going to be a good time.
Wouldn't it be amazing if you visited those prisoners in Washington, D.C., held over January 6th?
No. Hey, fucko. Hold on. No. Why the fuck? How about he just go visit service members and serve Christmas dinner to people and the kind of shit they did on Thanksgiving, or make little phone calls with kids, or actually tend to the true workings of the country, develop some, bills and strategies over the next year that'll actually help the country out, instead of going and only, by the way, how about visiting some of the ones that were there, but were released on bond because they didn't threaten anyone? How about just working in a soup kitchen going, hey, I was a January 6th guy. Well, pass the potatoes. Why the fuck would he go down to the fucking... Why? What the fuck for? What have these guys done? I think to show true unity and bring the country together, I'm going to go visit the people who actually attacked cops with Blue Lives Matter flagpoles.
You have, obviously, your differences with these folks, and they have their differences.
Tell you what, he can go right after Trump does. Tell you what, the minute Trump goes and visits them, Biden will, after he's done laughing, will think about it.
But I think that would go a very long way in unifying this country, in lowering the temperature. You might.
Why? Why again? What the fuck? I think it's important that on International Women's Day, that I think for all the guys like me, like Greg Kelly, who don't like this holiday and it bugs us, if he could just go visit Ted Bundy in prison.
Know your base, but with all due respect, sir, you don't need them. And quite frankly, let's face it, you're going to be a one-term president. I say that respectfully. There's no way. There's just no way. You know that. Everybody knows.
Okay. For the record, by the way, that's set. That's it. That guarantees it. Biden will win a second term. Just mark the day. The very fact that Greg Kelly is never going to happen. Not ever. Not going to happen. All but guarantees it will.
That. So what do you say, huh? I wish you the very, very best. Good luck, sir. I hope you live up to your promises to this country and maybe even to yourself. We'll be right back.
That had to hurt. That was painful. That was painful for me. It must have been painful, brutal for him. Thanks for following, by the way. Like and subscribe, thumbs up, and all that kind of stuff that I always forget to say because I never do it. We've got 10 minutes left. I think we can find a piece that's worth it in these last... Hold on. Let's see. There's so many things. Let's see. All right. I think this is a good... Well, no. There's so much. Oh, my God. How do you choose? It's terrible. This is the whole thing. Well, how about this? How about since we're doing the phony Christian shuffle. The man who will never be president simply due to his name sounding like a character in a 1940s movie, Mike Huckabee, it says Biden has given Americans a lump of coal this Christmas. Now, I don't think his complaint is that coal production has gone up. I'm guessing that's not what he's talking about.
An RNC memo is calling out.
Oh, it's an RNC memo is going out. They're giving away the fact that it was a precursor or that it was a talking point already.
President Biden's broken promises following the White House's accomplishment claims.
We couldn't possibly think this shit up ourselves. So we get an RNC talking points memo and then we just kind of build the show around it.
Governor and former presidential candidate, and now apparently
and current banjo player at Key Largo.
Santa Claus, Mike Huckabee joins us. Governor, good morning.
Good morning and Merry Christmas to Benjamin and Griff. Great to be with you guys this morning.
Now, Governor, thanks for joining us. Is President Biden possibly headed for a lump of coal on Christmas with broken promises? What say you?
You can't do that. You can't lead. Objection, Your Honor. Leading the witness. Mike Huckabee Biden is giving Americans a lump of coal this Christmas. Well, you set him up that's in the talking point. That's in the memo then.
He's certainly given most Americans a lump of coal. I mean, I think if Biden were Santa Claus, people wouldn't be leaving out cookies and milk. They'd probably be leaving out some soured eggs and rotten things and say, here you go, you deserve.
Soured eggs and rotten things. Because if Biden were Santa Claus, they'd want to, the proper reference that you're looking for here is Biden is more like Krampus. Not that I want to help these assholes, but that's, if you had any fucking brains at all, you would just do that. Sour eggs and rotten things.
The RNC put out a 6-page memo outlining many of the broken promises of Joe Biden. The fact is about the only promise that he's really kept this year, he has united America. He said he would do it. But unfortunately for him, he's united America to believe that his presidency has been an abject failure. And we've seen that on a number of things, and that's what this memo that the RNC released really outlined. Things like the border crisis. It's a mess. It still is. It's not gotten that much better. The supply chain, he said.
It has gotten better then. It's not gotten that much better? I see. Well, considering better to you means no brown people ever crossing it ever, I understand that it's a sliding scale.
Would fix it. Half the stuff is still out in the Pacific Ocean waiting to come in. He talked about how
half of the stuff is still out in the Pacific Ocean waiting to come in. So basically, Mike Huckabee gets all of his news from pictures that were posted online 3 months ago.
Wouldn't raise taxes on anyone, but he is, and the inflation, the highest in 39.
How?
Years, really is hitting working class Americans right in the gut right here at Christmas time. It couldn't be worse.
Well, no, food isn't actually up that much. You'd say right in the gas tank is what you would want to use in the reference, Krampus.
So you have a whole litany of things that he has.
Yeah. Read it. Just, what are you, Don Jr.?
Been a part of, including saying he'll shut down the virus. Well, now we're back in that mode of he wants to lock everybody down and penalize them if they don't.
Does he? Is that what he wants? Is that what's actually occurring? Is he doing that? Are you talking about New York City or something like that? Is the federal system? Let's see. Let's see. I'm sure I could find it. Give me a second there, Huck. Biden. No more lockdowns. Hi, sweetie.
All of this is confusing to a lot of people.
But if it's confusing to you, let me close with this simple message. If you are vaccinated, but still worried about the new variant, get your booster. If you aren't vaccinated, get that shot. Go get that first shot. My team at the White House will provide me with daily updates this week. And on Thursday, I'll be putting forward a detailed strategy outlining how we're going to fight COVID this winter. Not with shutdowns or lockdowns, but with more widespread vaccinations, boosters, testing, and more. I promise.
Okay, so not with more lockdowns. No, that's Mike. That's, I mean, understandably, you're trying to make this idea that you're the aw shucks Christian again on here. So you're just lying. That's okay.
Have a forced government mandated vaccine. So it's been a.
Well, no, there's a government mandated testing program. The vaccine is your way out of having to get tested all the time. So it's a testing mandate. So we know who's infected and who isn't when they're out and about in public or in office buildings where the virus sits for 60 minutes in the air, static as people walk through it like a fucking cloud. But, you know what? Why should Biden give a shit? Most of the people dying, if not all of them, are Trump supporters. And yet, he still wants them to get vaccinated.
It's been a rough year for Joe Biden, but really, it's been a rougher year for Americans.
Wow. Has it? It's been a rough year for Americans. Yeah, especially those Americans that think we should have stayed in Afghanistan for fucking ever. Or those people who think that that Trump's infrastructure bill that he never got made would actually be the better one. That would be like if we just waited till Trump got back into office, that would be the real infrastructure.
And actually, we've got a little excerpt from that memo that says,
do you? Really? It's not. I'm sorry. Were we all not operating under the illusion that you basically just read verbatim from the RNC talking points, and that's your job? It's your fucking job today. No? That never occurred to you at any point?
there is no other way to describe the first year of Biden's presidency other than an utter failure. Worse yet, Biden's attempts to bill it as a success proves just how
There's no way to describe the first year of Biden's presidency other than an utter failure. Well, an utter failure would mean that the unemployment had gone up instead of down, that the stock market would have crashed. Remember, utter failure. Utter, not to be confused with, your teats not working. That would be an utter failure. Worse than that. Worse than there would have been obviously all the nuclear reactors in the country would have, because of some light switch that Biden didn't recognize that he threw in the Oval Office, caused them all to melt down. Utter failure. It was an utter failure. So I think if we're going to go with utter failure, that's the thing. Okay, hold on. Whoops. Beg your pardon. Getting a chirp from my computer. I already used that. I mean, it's a good piece. And let's see. The summary data. Let me see. Oops. There we go. 1 second. Come on. You moron. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is the stock market is at 36,391. Is up 95 points today, 18% year to date. So if Rona and the folks at the RNC are saying that this year is an utter failure, what they mean is whatever's happening now, the other direction at the exact same structure would have been preferable. So to them, if the stock market had gone down 18% this year, that would have been the win. But this is an utter failure. That's the phrase. This is an utter failure right here. And then let's see. I suppose we can look at. Let's see what else the RNC thinks is an utter failure. this year. Unemployment. All right. Let's see if this was there you go. Let's see. For the United States, unemployment rate is 4.2%. Total unemployed people is 6.9 million. Unemployed insurance claims 2.1 million. Look at this little spike of here you go. February 2020. Ding. And there it went up to April 2020, and then it dropped down to here in October 2020, and then it statically went here, and then we get to here you go. Let's see. February 2021 is right here. This is about the time, March is really when they implemented the strategy. 6%. Now we're at 4.2%. So, the Republican Party considers this an utter failure. That the goals put forward and the numbers reached by this administration, same one that Trump said were fake before he got in office and said they were real when he got in office, now are fake again, I suppose. But it's down 2% approximately. And to the Republican Party, because this is an utter failure, what it should have done at this point is gone up to here, to the numbers we had in August 2020. That would be them not having an utter failure, according to the RNC.
Out of touch they are with the American people. And I want to get your thoughts also on this list. I mean, the RNC has called out specific promises he made: tax pledges, bringing prosperity, shutting down COVID, addressing the border crisis. You mentioned all of those, but it's not just the...
Well, while the COVID cases are up currently because of Omicron, because of the number of people who've been vaccinated, specifically by the push they made, the death rate is way low.
Hasn't dealt with it. It's how they try to mask them. So for example, the ships. He claimed the supply chain crisis was solved just by pushing the ships further out to sea. It doesn't seem as if they're either taking...
I'm sorry. So they pushed the stuff further out to sea, and that's what made store shelves overstocked, quite frankly, for the holiday season.
Looking at these issues...
I had no idea that the Target, the Costco, the Best Buy that I went to shop for holiday gifts this year, that those were all out in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Finding solutions to them, they're just masking the problems.
Well, Benjamin, to borrow a scene from the great Monty Python's film, it's like the Dark Knight who's standing there with both arms and legs severed and saying, "Oh, it's nothing but a scratch."
By the way, it's the Holy Grail, not just a rando Monty Python film. Name the film, set it up, you dirtbag. Hi.
Doing great. You barely nicked me. And that's what I feel like, sometimes when I'm watching Biden trying to explain his presidency, and the same with Jen Psaki, they're singing everything's coming up roses, but the people are getting thorns. And I just don't think they have a real sense of reality. Their bubble needs to be broken.
The Black Knight. It's just a flesh wound. Great analogy. Quickly, before we run out of time, Governor, what is your Christmas message?
Yes, after you've lied throughout this entire spot, turn back to Jesus for a moment, shall you?
Never forget why we have Christmas. It's not just gifts and Santa. Those are wonderful parts of it. But it's really that God, when he decided to show us how much he loved us, he showed up in person. He came himself, and he said, "Here's how you live."
Is that how Immaculate Conception works? I'm sorry.
That's the real message of Christmas, and I hope we never forget it.
Me too. I hope you never forget it too. You seem to not give a. It's not like you forgot. It's like you didn't give a shit all along.
Governor, it was only about a month ago that we were praising you for your Sean Connery impression. You managed a remarkably good Santa Claus one as well. We've got to see the hat on again one more time. And how will you be spending your Christmas?
Wait, is that a MAGA one?
Well, I'm going to be hanging out with my grandchildren. We'll have a big celebration with them. They'll read the Christmas story. Some of them have actually memorized most of it, which is impressive.
Well, that's the power of corporal punishment, I guess.
And we'll go to a church service on Christmas Eve and then go eat Chinese.
And And what?
Food. It's a family tradition.
And we'll go eat Chinese food. It's a family tradition. So basically, you do all the showmanship of the Christmas holiday while doing none of the ethical or moral aspects of the holiday itself. Must be fun. Was it a nice work if you can get it?
That's great, Governor. I love your Santa hat, although I see it's an Arkansas one. I'm going to see if I can get you a Georgia Bulldog one. Maybe that'll be my Christmas present to you, sir.
Go Hogs in the Outback Bowl. Merry Christmas.
There you go.
Governor, thanks so much for being with us. Griff, it's been...
Thank you so much. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do American football at all. Not at all.
Pleasure to be with you as well, honestly. A great pleasure. All my best to you and your family on this Christmas, and the same goes for everyone at home. Have a very happy...
He already hung up, lad. He's gone. He's not coming back either. He's already gone.
Merry Holy Christmas.
Indeed. My best to you, Ben. I hope you and your family have a wonderful first Christmas here in America. Welcome. It's been great being with you. Fox and Friends starts right now.
That's amazing. I feel like I've learned so much. Hi, Stinkums. What are you doing? I got it. Here we go. Hold on. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. I'm done for the evening, so I can take out my headphones and just deal with the cat. Hold on. Hi. Hi, you. It's very hot in here. Hello. What were you crawling around, Chipster? Huh? Were you crawling around under my desk? What were you doing? What were you doing? Besides purring. Who's here? Is Summer home? You want to go see? Is she here? Ow. You gonna bite my bicep now? Oh, who's that? Who is it? What's it? Who's it? Who's there? You want to go see? Yeah, want to go see? Go ahead. Go see him. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow's Hump Day, morning show and afternoon show. Appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. A lot of people are on hi. Love you. He heard you messing around out there. He jumped. I will see you guys tomorrow for both shows. And then, no spoilers, we're going to go see Spider-Man after my show tomorrow night. So, finally, I get to see it. Everybody else has seen it but me. So, I finally get to see it. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, he's been cute. He came in and decided to sit on my lap and just hang out. He just needed to. Luckily, he never bit my arm the way he does sometimes, which was very sweet. I feel like he's learning.
Bite arms?
Yes, he does. He bites my bicep sometimes. I can't say I blame him. And the rest of you, I will see you in the morning show. We have, obviously, this is a good time, I think, sort of philosophically, to have these morning shows during this week because it's the end of the year, and I'm curious about what people's New Year's resolutions, if they have any, are, and how you implement them, which is the key. How you actually stick to them, actually do them. That's the thing you can learn most. What people decide to do is almost immaterial. It's how they get themselves to do it that is the thing I think we can all pass on to our friends and loved ones and the like. So a point to consider, I think. And I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. for the morning show, 3 o'clock p.m. for the afternoon show. Much love. Thank you for gathering. I appreciate it. And I'll see you later.